I'm Joanne Bauer. It is being called a remarkable breakthrough in the fight against breast cancer. A National Cancer Institute study shows the drug tamoxifen helps prevent cancer in women at risk for the disease. Bill Cook has the story.
The drug tamoxifen has been on the market for years as a treatment for breast cancer. But the findings of a 6-year study reveal the drug may actually prevent breast tumors from developing in the first place. Trial results suggest at-risk women taking tamoxifen could almost cut in half their chances of developing breast cancer. Dr. Rebecca Maroos at Florida Hospital was one of the study's original researchers. She cautions these results don't mean every woman should start taking the drug tomorrow.
In fact, we encourage women to, on an individual basis, discuss their potential use of tamoxifen with their physician or with an oncologist.
Excuse me. This is Mara.
49-year-old Mara Levitt was one of 51 Central Florida women to take part in the study. She went in knowing tamoxifen does have side effects, the most serious being links to blood clots and uterine cancer.
But the risk of that is less than the risk of getting breast cancer. So it's a trade-off that most women, I think, who are high risk would be willing to take.
The next step in the study, finding ways to further minimize side effects. Bill Cook, Fox News.
An estimated 180,000 new cases of breast cancer will be diagnosed this year. In other news, Kissimmee police are investigating the death of a 5-month-old child. The infant's mother went to pick the boy up from the babysitters when she noticed the child was not moving. Police say the babysitter attempted CPR, and when crews arrived, he was taken to Osceola Regional, where he was pronounced dead. 7 other children were in the house at the time, all preschool age. No charges have been filed at this hour. Police are waiting for an autopsy report. Well, Kissimmee police also busted up a puppy mill this morning on Westchester Drive. 21 dogs were found inside the home without any food or water. The animals all appear to be underweight and in need of medical attention. Lee Radabaugh, Director of Animal Control for Osceola County, says the dogs were held in disturbing conditions.
Well, I think when you walked into the homes, first thing that just kind of overwhelmed you was the odor itself. And then as you went throughout the home and the fecal matter all over the rooms and throughout the home, you realized that the dogs were in a situation where they just essentially were undernourished and in no way properly cared for.
23-year-old Michael Fletcher has been charged with cruelty to animals and keeping a kennel inside the city. Jason Lattimore was also arrested for violation of probation. Demonstrators arrested for protesting against animals in captivity are now out of jail. This was the scene yesterday afternoon at SeaWorld before the arrests were made. 36 people were arrested and held on $250 bond. But when several of the protesters refused to pay the bond, they were released on their own recognizance. Don Lutz says arresting the protesters won't deter their efforts.
They're really protecting SeaWorld's image down there and trying to scare us out of doing these things in the future. And that's not going to work because the issue is far too important. We're not going to give up on this. There are people that are willing to spend a long time in jail.
The protesters will appear in court on May 6th. Jury selection began today in St. Augustine for the retrial of Deidre Hunt. Hunt is charged with the 1990 murder of Mark Ramsey. A videotape made by Hunt's boyfriend shows her firing 3 shots into Ramsey's chest with a .22 caliber pistol. The defense claims Hunt killed only because she was afraid of her lover. President Clinton issued an executive order today banning 58 models of assault weapons. The ban closes a 1994 loophole allowing thousands of foreign-made assault weapons to be sold in the United States. The NRA says it's going to fight the ban. A mulching machine went up in flames this afternoon in Kissimmee. The machine was being used to turn wood pallets into mulch on a large lot when it caught on fire. No one was injured in the blaze. Well, plans for a new affordable housing development were doused today. Orlando City Councilors voted to buy 11 acres of land on Rose Bay Drive. That's just south of Rosemont Elementary School. A developer had planned to build about 60 low-cost homes on the Rosemont property, but area residents, fearing their home values would drop, urged city officials to buy the land instead. The city will likely build a playground and some ball fields on the property.
Well, it looks
looks like showers and thunderstorms are the rule of thumb today across much of the Central Plains. Here's our national satellite and radar picture, and what you're finding here are those very heavy thunderstorms that are blowing up across portions of Kansas, back down through Oklahoma, even into northern Texas. It's very stormy out there ahead of that front. What is that front going to pose for us? Well, we're going to give you all those details coming up in just a few minutes in the complete weather forecast. Joe?
Thank you, Ken. A face found on the surface of Mars has led many to believe that we're not alone in this universe. John Holloman has a look at new pictures of the planet to help you decide if there's life on Mars.
Remember that face on Mars that showed up on supermarket tabloids years ago? The picture was a computer-enhanced version of a photograph made 20 years ago by a Martian Viking spacecraft. NASA has always said the face was the result of unusual lighting on a naturally occurring rock formation called Cydonia. But skeptics have complained of a NASA cover-up of what they consider obvious evidence of life on Mars.
When the photos first came back, the scientists here at JPL noticed it and sort of joshed about it looks like a face.
The first new image of Cydonia, taken on Sunday at 10 in the morning Martian time, didn't seem to show much. It looked like a long strip of black with an occasional lighter patch. But after computer enhancement by scientists at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, here's what showed up.
NASA will not be making any conclusions. Individual scientists like myself might make conclusions. And just looking at the preliminary ones, it looks like natural features.
Mainstream scientists say the face formation, the size of a mountain on Earth, is caused by a trick of light and shadow on natural features. Some trick. John Holloman, CNN Atlanta.
Buying a lemon of a car may soon stretch to buying a lemon of a new boat. As Beth Shervin reports, legislators are looking at a new law aimed at protecting you.
The boating industry is big biz in Florida. That's why legislators are working with the Attorney General, examining the issue of protecting boat buyers with a lemon law. As with any law, there's always the chance of abuse, and this chance is what worries some dealers.
A horn doesn't work or the strap broke on the top. He wants a new boat for that. That's definitely going to fall under abuse. But by the same token, if I get a customer that comes in and he's got an inherent problem in the hull, then I'm going to be right beside him at that, hoping that the manufacturer is going to make this thing right, and most of them do.
Boat lobbyists point to the low number of complaints each year and say there's no need for the law. But the bill could help a customer who buys from a shady manufacturer.
And they're looking to put the cheapest product that's available, the quickest manufacturing processes to be used on boats. They're looking to put that on the market for the least amount of money, and there is.
Legislators hope to see a lemon law for boats become law by next year. Beth Sherman, Fox News, Central Florida.
It is a letter of hope from above. A Wyoming man had just learned his kidneys were failing and that he had an aneurysm on his aorta. The very same day, he got a letter from Mother Teresa. It was an inspirational thank you note sent 17 years late. The letter was dated November 1991. Mother Teresa died in September of last year. Mickey Mouse and his friends don't think you're paying enough for a visit. They're cute and cuddly, but you need to think twice before shelling out money for a bunny. And it's no party being lost in space. Hear from Lacey Chabet about her new movie, still ahead on Fox News at 10.
When something's liquid, it can go anywhere and get into anything. That's the idea behind Enamelon, the first toothpaste to combine cavity-fighting fluoride with liquid calcium. Enamelon penetrates the weak spots in your teeth, strengthening the enamel, keeping teeth strong and healthy. Liquid calcium found only in Enamelon.
Enamelon toothpaste, now available at Winn-Dixie stores.
Carrabba's Italian Grill gives old Italian flavors a fiery new edge. Once you've been to Carrabba's, you can't go back to typical Italian. Come to Carrabba's and taste the thrill of the grill.
You're watching Fox 35 News at 10.
Introducing the 1998 Kia Sportage.
Let's pick up some stuff.
Toys. It opens up a world of possibilities. What'd you get?
A few things I thought we needed.
You can do things you've never done before. And go where you've never been before.
I can't find the flashlight.
There we go. Let's camp.
Get $750 back on a new Sportage.
A knife from a stone. It was a knife of mythic proportions. And no one could resist the pull of the knife. And then one day came the answer. It takes a big, juicy Outback steak to unlock the true potential of the legendary Outback steak knife.
Just what I was looking for.
Outback Steakhouse. No rules, just right.
Now, if I could only find the fork in the road.
The latest on the Barnett and Nations Bank merger, plus a possible merger that could be corporate America's biggest ever. Tamiko Gibson has your Fox Finance.
Nations Bank wants to make sure no one muscles in on their turf. Nations has issued strict guidelines that anyone who buys one of their 205 Nations Bank and Barnett branches that are up for sale cannot open a bank on the site until 2 months after the branch closes its doors. And get this, buyers are not even allowed to put up coming soon signs. Time is ticking on the April 15th tax deadline, and that has some last-minute filers a little on edge.
I can't do it. Let me come up, let me bring everything up, and then you'll tell me what to do. That's sort of like that's the frantic. I mean, it's scary.
New software programs can
I'm sorry, we're having some technical problems. We'll move on to our next story, which has to do with spending more money. The price to spend a day at Disney World is going up. Disney announced the price hike will go into effect for all the parks on April 22nd. That, by the way, is the same day the new Animal Kingdom park opens to the public. Now, here's the breakdown. An adult ticket goes up $2.38 for a total of $44.52. A child's ticket goes up $2.12 for a total of $36.04. A group of investors hopes to cash in on the popularity of Titanic. The White Star Line Limited has copyrighted the name RMS Titanic and is spending $500 million to build a life-size replica of the famous ship. It will carry passengers who can travel round trip. Tickets will cost, get this, between $10,000 and $100,000. After a record 15 weeks as the #1 movie in America, Titanic has sunk to #2. Our entertainment reporter Steve Ofield talks with one of the stars of Lost in Space, the film that took the title from Titanic.
You may have to look twice to recognize Fox's Lacey Chabert, the latest star from Party of Five to make it on the big screen as Penny in Lost in Space. It's a character that's light years away from her Claudia on TV.
I wanted to do something that was different, so they don't have that much in common, which was a good thing to me.
But Lacey has something in common with her Lost in Space character.
Your character has this giant crush on Matt, and I'm going to put you on the spot. When you started doing Party of Five, when you were telling your friends, was it Scott Wolf or Matthew Fox, you were saying, oh boy, he's a babe?
Well, Matthew was married, so he wasn't available.
Okay.
But I was in love with Scott when we started. I admit, I don't know, I thought he would marry me one day. And, then he gets a girlfriend like his age, and I was totally crushed. But, he's my big brother, and we're best friends.
Lacey's hoping that friendship will continue, just like she's hoping their TV show will go on. And who knows, after this weekend's box office, she may find herself once again lost in space with her new friends and family on the big screen. Steve Oldfield, Fox News, Hollywood.
The man behind the mask in Phantom of the Opera is a pretty intense guy, but even he has to party sometimes. Fox News received a special invite to join the cast of the touring company at Nightmare on Church Street. Lots of the actors are hooking up with family members who've traveled here from across the country, like Phantom star Brad Little, who partied with his mother Joanne.
This is the most elaborate party I think we've had in a long time. This is great.
People are nice. It's great. It turned out to be everything we wanted it to be.
We'll have more with the actors later this week, and you can catch Phantom of the Opera at the car through May 2nd. All right, a few clouds in the sky, but that is about it. So will the temperature stay as comfortable? The answer ahead in your Foxcast. And before buying a bunny for Easter, you may want to hear about the dangers involved. Fox News is coming right back.
Soft rock and roll. 98.9 WMMO.
My gift is my song, and this one's for you.
Only one place critics call the best theme park in the world. Universal Studios, Florida. Only one place takes 75 years of movie making and makes it come alive. And only one place has so many new attractions with the best range of rides and thrills and the ultimate 3D extravaganza, Terminator 2 3D. So come to Universal Studios, Florida.
Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, Jennifer Lopez. Beneath the streets, they're the cops who rule the rails.
You're not gonna hit it. Why not? Because I'm gonna hit it. Okay.
Playing by the only rules they know.
When this is over with, remind me to knock you out.
A network premiere. The Money Train is coming Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on Fox. Get on board or get out of the way.
A lot of